While most Transformers reviewers are talking about all the new Transformers Legacy stuff, screw that. Let's take a look at Tomahawk. Let's take a look at Hunt for the Decepticons Tomahawk. Because why not? Or was this Hunt for the Decepticons? I don't really remember. I'm pretty sure it was. Pretty sure it was Hunt for the Decepticons. Either way, this is another one of those nice non-movie appearing movie Transformers figures that I absolutely love. I think this guy's super cool. And funny story, I've actually had the GDO Springer for years. But I always just kind of, especially after we got more proper Springer figures, I wasn't really needing it anymore. But I still really loved the figure. So I decided to get Tomahawk instead because, I mean, look at him. He looks amazing. And I really love this thing. It's like getting this figure all over again. Sure, it's been about 10 years since I got the Springer that came out. But this one is just, it's so nice. I love the colors. I love the look. I like the fact that it's a unique character for my collection, too. Because, I mean, you only need so much Springer, but when it comes to this guy, man, you don't really have any other options for Tomahawk. This one's super cool. So, he actually has some cool things going on. First up, I love his head sculpt. Love, love, love it. I love the eyes that are behind the clear visor. I think clear visors are always super cool. It actually has a very, non-Bayformer head sculpt. For being someone from Hunt for the Decepticons, I'm surprised it actually has, a proper Transformers nose and mouth that you'd see from something that's not from the Bayverse. He does have a little black splotch right above his lip on my copy. I guess that's a little beauty mark on mine. But man, that light piping really shines through. It's really nice looking. It's such a nice looking figure. It is an older figure, and it's also kind of a little fiber magnet. So it's one of those that that's going to get covered in stuff once you get super close. I got this one for about $20, which I think is a pretty good deal for an older deluxe like this. It's just so nice. This is one of the coolest helicopter Transformers I have. It's such a nice mold. It's really posable. It's one of those figures that has a lot of cool little gimmicks to it. One of my favorites is this arm piece right here. Both of them are cool because how they transform, they go like this. You can kind of pretend it's actually like a choppy weapon. It's actually kind of passable as, a weapon transformation for his hand. But this one is intentionally like a weapon because you have a claw. You could just have the claw on his wrist right there, or if you want, you could actually extend it and have this long extended claw arm, which I personally think is super cool. I just love when Transformers can have parts of their body kind of transform into weapons for them. One of my favorites is Trigger Happy. It's not really intended, but I love actually displaying my Trigger Happy with his cannons on his arms, covering his hands. So it looks like his hands have transformed into these super long, cannon blasters. That's just super cool to me. He does actually have proper weaponry, though. You can actually have it mounted above his shoulders if you want. He's got these missiles on his little winglets, as well as these actual missiles that flick out with a little spring. Definitely on a hair trigger there. I actually accidentally shot it down a hole in the couch right after I got this thing. I was visiting my brother, and we were just messing with our stuff that we had just gotten, and I shot it down in the hole. So that was fun. But you can take these off if you want. You can have them hold them, which is boring. I don't really know why you'd want to do that. Or you could use the clips to clip it onto the arm. I don't like using those clips because I'm worried they're going to break. But it was kind of an interesting system that Hasbro did back in the day for mounting weapons, having those little C-clips. But yeah, weaponry's pretty cool on him. He does also have his propellers on his back, if you'd want to kind of get those more extended, but it's not really possible with the little winglets on his shoulders. You're going to have it shaped like a T if you want. I don't know. I love his feet. It's actually funny, though, with the Springer figure, I was like, oh man, his feet look ugly. So what I did, I folded this up, and I pretended this was his little foot. I basically gave Springer proper feet, because I was like, man, Springer shouldn't have these weird like monster feet. So I kind of did something like this for my GDO Springer. Yeah, there we go. I gave him like more proper feet, which I mean looks neat. Doesn't look too bad, but it's not very stable. But with Tomahawk, I just think having those big, like, you know, suspended feet. You can actually see it has like pistons in it. It actually has like suspension in these big old feet. I just think it really makes this figure look a lot cooler. So, his articulation, he's got a ball joint at the head. He's got a hinge and a ball joint at the shoulders. He's got ball joints at the little winglets right there, as well as a nice cutout so you can actually have it either folded back or folded up. I always appreciate when a figure can do that. Come on. There we go. Don't shoot the missile. He has a swivel and a bend at the elbow. He does have, you know, the wrist stuff for the transformation. He has waist articulation, but actually he doesn't. I was afraid he doesn't. You almost think he does, but he doesn't. He actually has this little thing that you can articulate. That's what I was kind of thinking about, to kind of get out of the way to allow some leg movement. It's also like a little like radar thing in the helicopter mode. He's got ball joints at the hips, swivels at the thighs, hinge at the knee, and he's got a hinge at that part of the ankle, hinge at the toes, and hinge at the heel. So he's really well articulated. He's just such a nice figure. He's got a nice presence to him. I just think he's a really nice addition to my weird, wacky Autobot force. I guess I'll just go with Deep Dive, just standing off on his own like, yeah, I don't really know where I belong, but I'm here. I'm here. I'm ready to fight the Decepticons. Where do I go to do it? I don't know, but I'm here. So let's go ahead and transform him. Pretty fun transformation. It's one that I have not. I'm actually going to take these off preemptively because I don't want to shoot the missiles off. That would be horrible. You don't have to take those off for transformation, but like I said, those missiles aren't a hair trigger. This was a really fun figure to have as Springer. I had the Springer for, like I said, pretty long time, but I just decided with Tomahawk here, I think this is just the more unique figure for my collection. I just don't really need it as Tomahawk and Springer, because it's like I have the Siege Springer, you know. I don't really need this toy just, you know, colored like Springer. I'd rather have a unique character for my collection, because I mean Springer's cool and all, you know, nothing against Springer. I just would rather have this cool black helicopter guy instead of this wacky green one. I don't know, I've really, as you can tell, me getting this and like not reviewing the new Legacy stuff just shows that my collection's just at a point where I'm really enjoying going back and getting this older stuff. You know, I don't need to have all the latest and greatest figures. I actually forgot, one thing you gotta do is with the head, I think you have to rotate it, right? Always forget this. See, I don't really think you had to rotate it with Springer, but I think you should rotate it with Tomahawk here. I think you can rotate the head for the transformation. Yeah, and that keeps it from just showing his ugly mug at the bottom there. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Almost there, guys, almost there. The legs tab together, and then straighten that out. The legs tab in the arms. You know how it is. You know how it is, man. Yeah, man. Why is it giving me such a time, though? I'm just trying to live my life. And these legs don't want to tab in. You can quote me. You can quote me on that. I'm just trying to live my life, and these legs don't want to tab in. There we go. We got it. We got it. I always forget these. You actually want to flip back. And then flip those down. Now we can get the missiles going. A little bit of missile-y action. Let's have the trigger on the inside so I don't shoot them off. Little missile-y action right there. And then we get that propeller going. And there we go. There we got Tomahawk in his helicopter mode. And that's pretty cool. I think this is a really cool looking helicopter. I really like it. Didn't you like how I flicked it? I tried to flick it 2 times and I missed until I finally hit it. Yeah, man, this is nice. This is nice. I've always liked the shape of it. Always thought it was very compact. Not a lot of just stuff hanging off. I mean, sure, it has a little bit of a chunk in the middle here, but still, it just has a nice form to it. You can still use that if you want. You can actually, if you think it looks better with it like that, you can do that. I personally think it makes a little more sense to have it still closed. But, you know, you have the option. It's just a toy. It's not like, oh yeah, you got to make it accurate to the show. There's no show character to this guy. He's just a toy that exists. And his name is Tomahawk, and he's cool, and I love him. But yeah, I like that little, you can tell it's like a sensor. Like a little sensor right there. Kind of neat looking. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Not too much to talk about with this guy. I just wanted to show him. Because when it comes to this new Legacy stuff, I got skids, right? Because, you know, I needed skids for my collection. But I'm not really sold on a lot of the Legacy stuff quite yet. I'm kind of tired of buying the same characters over and over, just upgraded and different. I made a whole video talking about that. I wanted it something new and unique and different, and Tomahawk is kind of doing that for me. So yeah, there we go, guys. Thank you so much for watching me talk about a toy that's like well over 10 years old at this point. Just felt like doing it. You know how it is. Thank you guys so much. Special shout out to the patrons of Patreon. You guys are awesome. Thank you all so much for the continued support. And there we go, guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.